All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of live SEO support, your favorite SEO live stream where Nick and I answer your questions live. And then, yeah, hopefully you have a good day and you learned something. Maybe not.
You
Maybe just,
holding a
huh?
you holding a rubber ducky over there or
No,
something?
I've got my laptop on the table, so I scooted it. So yeah, I apologize guys for the live stream setup. I'm also like my audio is probably crap, my camera's crap, but it's really hard to set everything up with my foot being broken. Um, so yeah, I'm operating on like a really like low quality, like super minimal setup right now with just like
This is
the least amount of things.
is this our first one back since you broke your foot? Or have we
I think
had
we might
one
have done
before, I feel like,
one
right?
other one. I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure, but I think we might have done one other one because I
How's
did.
that little foot doing, bud?
It's all right. I gotta go to the doctor tomorrow actually and get x-rayed and just make sure things are kind of healing up properly with the surgery and whatnot. But
Right on.
not gonna lie, not being able to walk, this is definitely like by far, without a doubt, the most annoying kind of like injury I've ever had. Worse than the shoulder
I
by
believe it.
far.
I can see that. I mean, your shoulder at least you can
You
get
can
up and
walk.
move around and yeah.
Exactly. You can like go, so you can go to a restaurant, you can like walk to the other room and like get stuff. This is just,
Yeah.
it's horrible. And I can tell my one leg is getting like skinnier and stuff, just like not using the muscles like at all. It's pretty pathetic. But
Got an old man leg
yeah.
just hobbling around.
And like
Yeah,
rehab's gonna
I'm
take a
sure.
while. I'll have to like
Yeah.
a club leg, just like drag it behind me essentially.
Oof, poor
But
thing.
yeah, how you doing? What's up in your
I'm doing
world?
good. It's this is the earliest I've gotten up in a while. That's why I pushed it to the limit on wake up. I kept just putting the snooze button. But it feels good, like I've talked about it before. It feels good to get up early.
For
And I
sure.
needed a hard reset, so I think up now in the gym here in a little bit, then get a full day of working, and let's hope I'm asleep by like 8 or 9 tonight instead of these 3 a.m.ers that I've been doing.
Yeah, I've been staying up kind of late too. I need to quit that for sure.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes when you get in the habit.
Yeah. All right. You guys know the drill. If you've been here before, if you've got any SEO questions or any questions at all, just go ahead and drop them in the chat and we will get to you. I think me and Nick are going to go ahead and start the stream with a site audit, which someone asked to me recently. We got a picture for you guys to look at, and we'll just dive right in. Man, I'm feeling rough today. Everything. Got my leg up on the chair, congested. Good times.
Allergies or what?
Huh?
Allergies or what? Just
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
mm.
All right. Um,
Oh my God, come on, man.
so, well, let's get his questions on the screen real quick.
A-Ref's playing their games right now.
OAH refs. All right. So, he says something about a negative SEO back in 2019. Nonetheless, I think the MLB program at Sterling's a lot. We can help get it in top positions again. Let me know what you think. So he's not in our managed link building program yet, but he was thinking about it. So here's what we're going to be looking at. The negative SEO and anchor text of payday loans. How can I get rid of this? Is your team able to dilute this over time with a higher quality link building campaign? Yeah, so before we even jump in the audit, we don't even need to look at it to tell you that you're not gonna, we're not gonna recommend a disavow or anything, most likely. Sites get spammed all the time with stuff like this. We'll go ahead and take a look when we do the audit. But what our team will be doing is when the MLB team starts building for your site, they'll see the anchor text and they'll just try to dilute it essentially by building higher number of links to the site to just kind of balance out your strange anchor text. But in general, a lot of this stuff just gets straight up ignored. Like Google, if negative SEO is as easy as like going on Fiverr and doing like a link spam blast with like a random keyword, then we would just do that and
Yeah.
it would be like complete chaos. So I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Yeah, we
What were
wouldn't
you gonna
even
say?
bother with regular SEO. We'd just be spamming our competitors and seeing what pans
For
out.
real, I'll just be on Fiverr all day. That'd be sick.
Right. Yeah. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Then he says, I'm working on on-page again, hoping to fix on-page and technical SEO while I sign up for a link building service. So if we correlate with a strong link building campaign through MLB, what are the chances of success here, time, etc.? I guess we'll look into that when we audit your site or whatever. But these are kind of hard questions to answer. You're gonna have to take care of what's going on your site. Hopefully, you didn't get popped with some kind of like algorithmic penalty or something. Because if that happened, then no one can tell you chances of success or time for recovery and anything like that. But we'll take a look. But in general, on page and content is easy. If you're just doing your on page and your content like you said you're doing, then we're building links. You can just look at your competitors and see like, okay, they have this much authority, they have this many referring domains, and we're just catching up to you, right? Um, and based on whatever your monthly budget is and how many links we're able to build per month with that budget, then you get a pretty good idea of how long it could take to get to a similar authority level. Doesn't necessarily have to be the same, but kind of a ballpark, right? Um, then he says it's built on Wix. Should he migrate to WordPress? We highly recommend WordPress, but I'm not gonna, I can't, I don't want to suggest for you to do it on your own because it could be a lot of work, and I don't want you to like mess anything up really badly. But in general, we always recommend WordPress over Wix for sure. I think there's a lot less functionality over at Wix, so we just can't recommend it at all. Were you gonna say
Pretty
something, Nick?
sur Just pretty surprised that this is built on Wix, actually. I was like
Is
looking
that
at it, I'm
looking
like,
good?
okay, WordPress site, I haven't even heard of anybody using Wix in a while. Like I can't think of the last time we audited a Wix site.
Mhm.
But yeah, looks a little better than I remember
What else?
seeing.
Last question. Last name, I don't know if the website is worth saving. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
let's go ahead and audit.
yeah. Yeah, I'm already in here and I'm like, okay, it sounds like this guy is freaking out a bit, because everything sounds like, dire straits, but the fact of
Traffic
the
looks
matter is
great.
like even,
Traffic is
yeah, traffic is
stable.
fine,
Yeah.
plateaued. The site, we can do a quick on page. I haven't gone over too much, but as far as like health of the site, I mean, like, you're sitting around 3,000 keywords with 3,000 traffic. Like, for a local website, like you're doing okay here, bud. You can take a couple deep breaths, and yeah, it's I don't think it's as bad as you are
The anchor
feeling it
text
is.
I'd be much more worried about than on the payday loans anchor text is the exact
Yeah,
match anchor used 416 times.
yeah, yeah. I was seeing that too. I'm like, because payday loans, I was like, okay, I see
Yeah.
it in there, but it's really not that bad. Like,
You
you've got
he's
one
absolutely
instance
hammered.
of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But then there's tons of exact match stuff, exact match for the main keyword, yeah, 416.
And then the next two as well.
Yeah.
It's all like
hmm
anchors have just been hammered. So
And
yeah,
I'm willing to bet this is, I haven't looked yet, but Web 2.0s or something
could be. I tried
comparable.
to set a filter, but Ahrefs is being kind of not working correctly right now. So there we
Let's see
go.
here.
Um, yeah, so if you just do
Yeah.
like DR10,
Like a
it
bunch of,
cuts out like a lot of them.
yeah.
Let's
Looks
do
like a
one
bunch of,
more.
like a Fiverr gig or something like that.
Gotcha. So maybe not the end of the world.
I don't think
I mean,
so.
they're still overused quite a bit, even when you put
For
some
sure.
filters on. But anyway, if you sign up for MLB, this is something our team will take care of as well. They're going to see this immediately and just, we're going to recommend the course of diluting it with a bunch of kind of lower authority links to just try to balance things out a little bit. But, the good news is it looks like Google's just kind of like ignoring this stuff anyways, and you haven't really
Yeah.
been popped for it because your traffic is just going sideways, at least for the past year.
Yeah, I
Um,
think. I mean, to me, it's like, okay, you could get in here, you could do natural anchors to the home page.
yeah. Actually, the site's like
You
trending up
know,
over the past
yeah,
like few
I don't
years.
think he's in a bad spot at all. And then if you look at it too, it's like, yes, he's got all these exact match, but he's got a partial or a partial match domain, right?
Yeah,
So it's partially branded, partially,
true.
includes all these anchors. So it's not that out of the realm that when you do something like this, especially with a local site that maybe doesn't have all that much competition, you
Mm.
can do just fine. I'm willing to bet in MLB, if went safe with the anchors, we could get this thing resonating
Yeah.
pretty
Maybe
quickly.
just do like 1 month of some
Yeah,
diversification, and then from there, probably just back to business as usual. Because yeah, it seems like Google
yeah,
just kind of ignores this stuff these days.
yeah.
Looks like, out of his 1.5K referring domains, about 200 past like the super low bar. Just taking a quick look in here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Yep, definitely some unrelated stuff. We got video games in here. We got laptops. We got puzzles. We got stuff from India. So yeah, you went a
Got a
little
band
crazy,
camp.
link blast, but
Yeah,
the good news is yeah, you're doing kind of fine.
that's
So
fine.
just move forward, and yeah, we'll take care of it in MLB for you. Want to go ahead and take a look at his on page?
Yeah.
Site looks nice and simple and clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the good news is you're obviously doing something right if you're getting away with all that so far.
Yeah. Um, I mean, permalinks look okay. Well, okay. So one thing I don't like. Oh well, never mind.
I'm just taking a look at some of his service pages right now.
Yeah, there was one that's got, or there's two of them that have X service and then the service, which I feel is, not necessarily or
Mm.
not necessary, especially given your partial match domain here.
Mhm.
But
All in all, though, I'm a
nothing.
little confused by like the message he sent us, and then taking a look at the site. Because I mean, the
Yeah,
site
it
looks
looks fine.
fine. Your traffic's holding steady, but like all those messages are about like, oh, can I save the site? Is it even worth it? Yada yada yada. But it looks like you're doing fine. So
Yeah, I'm like, are you getting leads? Because my guess is you would be. Yeah,
I mean, he's even ranking on
no need to
page one for looks like some nice like money keywords and stuff, even like top three and stuff. So.
got some affiliate stuff going on here in the blog.
Yeah, so I guess I don't think we really need to audit much more.
No,
Just keep doing your on
yeah,
page. Your site looks kind of fine. There's some stuff you got like these like walls of text and stuff sometimes, and a
yeah,
bunch of these links everywhere that looks kind of crazy, but it's not the end of the world. If you ever need to like help with like what you think your site should look like, just go check some of the top rankers for your same in your industry or whatever. You just see how they're doing their site and like what kind of content they have on their service pages and that kind of thing. But it looks like, more or less looks like you're doing fine.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, so you can definitely, you know, keep ranking better and for higher and for more keywords and stuff. I don't really see, um, what the cause for alarm is other than maybe he's just saying, oh, I see all this like spam and maybe that's gonna get hit and I should just give up and start over. I'm not really sure, but I wouldn't do that until
no,
until the traffic basically goes down to zero and you're not
yeah. I
there yet.
mean,
So.
you had a bunch of top five positions for keywords that you'd be going after. My guess too is like, looking at this link profile, it's like you haven't been doing it every month. Maybe I'm wrong about that,
Mhm.
but typically a lot of people, especially with lower competition niches, that maybe are a bit newer to the concept of SEO, have hired people to do some stuff for them, and then pull their foot off the gas, so to speak. It's like, okay, I got all my links. Now, link building is a ongoing thing. You want to keep on building content to the site. You want to keep building backlinks. So rather, SEO in general is a ongoing project, not something you let off the gas on. But
Absolutely.
yeah, no need to freak out. I think you're in good position.
Yeah, absolutely. Sign up for MLB. We'll take care of the links and just keep doing your content thing, and things look fine.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Chris and Nick. I have 20 sites on a single niche. Should I create social profile and forum links to all the sites? Yeah, so you want to basically do foundational link building for any site that you have. Like every website is handled, is looked at completely differently, right? Just think about each one as like its own company, its own business or whatever. So you're gonna have to establish each one in Google's eyes to, yeah, just as far as foundational link building. You don't need forum links. You could do forum links. Social profiles, I would say absolutely, I would do those for all of them. But there's a bunch of different kinds of foundational link building you can do, right? I'll go ahead and pull up something on our website for you to check out just in case you're interested. no pressure, but you should buy it. Um, so yeah, here's our pillow link packs. These things, I think I have 30 links in here. And yeah, it's just a mix of kind of stuff like forum stuff, social profiles, directory citations, blah, blah, blah. And then we've also got another one, which are diversity links here. And then, yeah, social signals, social profiles, citations, press releases also make good like foundational link building. Um, Tools. And yeah, I think that's about it as far as that we sell. But yeah, so you could get this from us or you could just build them yourself, right? This kind of stuff is generally very cheap because anybody can do it. It's not like getting a backlink on like a guest post or a link insertion or something. So yeah, you could either do it yourself. It's going to take a ton of time, or you can outsource it to a VA or come to an agency like us. But you're going to want to do them for all of the sites. So if you imagine doing
Yeah.
that yourself, just imagine doing foundational link building yourself for like 20 sites. I would go and I'd go and
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. And don't forget, like whenever you're creating your first set of links to a website, like, yeah, you want everything that's common for a website to get, but then you can also sprinkle in stuff with a little bit higher authority. I typically like to do it just to get things kickstarted with a boost. It doesn't hurt to add in things like guest posts, niche edits, etc.
for sure.
Just, everything that we're talking about is homepage natural anchors. Don't get started with foundational links trying to game the algorithm. You're just getting links to the website so that it gets crawled and starts getting, everything nice and indexed.
Yeah. And then beyond like social profiles and forum links, I mean, each website's going to take its own link building campaign, right? You just
Hmm.
each one you just have to think of as completely separate, and so that includes actually everything. So
Yeah. Which I guess is worth talking about just real quick. If you're a bit newer to SEO, which I'm guessing, you've got 20 sites in a single niche. I don't know what your game plan is here, but I always advise against doing something like that because you're going to get spread thin, spending your budget on 20 sites at this point in time. So I don't know, maybe
maybe
you're
it's like
backed
lead
by
gen.
venture
Maybe it's
capital.
like doing
Yeah,
like
maybe
lead gen or
that
something.
too. But a lot of times people eat with their eyes when they first get started in SEO. I think it's easier to, especially in the same niche, to get started with one website,
For sure.
focus there, get that thing making money, and then roll that money if you want to, move from there. But
For sure.
that's up to you.
That's good advice. Like, if you're not really used to, if you're kind of new to this, and but by the question that you asked, I'm guessing you probably are pretty new. I would go with one site first and kind of learn the ropes, and then you can try to scale that across them rather than trying to do
Yeah,
like everything at one time because you're gonna
yeah,
just have a real mess on your hands, a lot
yeah.
going
I
on.
mean, remember, depending on the niche you're in, it might take, 4 plus. I mean, sometimes up to a year to really rank a site to where it's making, good money. So just things to bear in mind there.
For sure.
Sprint, not a race. No, wait. Marathon.
Nailed it.
Yeah. God.
All right. Is blog commenting good for my website? Yeah, I love blog comments. The problem is that if you try to go buy blog comments from like a provider, you're basically going to get spam. I haven't found a good one yet.
No, they're.
Have you
Yeah.
have you tried to find any blog comments recently?
No, you gotta hire somebody to do them because it takes so much energy and time
Yeah,
like that nobody is willing to. So basically you have to imagine that you're scraping for things in the same niche or trying to find legit blogs where you're allowed to post a comment or where the moderator is actually going to say, okay, let's allow this and then let's allow the backlink that's associated with it. And the only things that you can do that with where, you can go to Fiverr and buy them are going to be these really spammed out, typically Web 2.0s with no moderator, etc. And you don't necessarily want those links because, again, spammed out with all sorts of Viagra, you name it, kind of stuff, right? So it's more of a custom campaign, and getting high quality blog comments is not easy. For every 50 that you're going out there trying to get, you might get 5%, typically, something like that. So, and then let's also just preface, like, when you're going after these blog comments, it's natural for them to be either a person's name, a brand, something like that, and to the homepage. You're not going, like, when somebody is naturally typing in a blog comment, they're not best, um, you know,
Yeah, you just
best
don't.
cat toy to an
Yeah.
inner page for best cat toys. It doesn't make any sense. So don't try and game the system. This is just for pillowing.
Yeah. So, short answer, if you're doing them correctly, you're doing them, you're not trying to spam and you're not trying to like hammer, like use your name as like a keyword to get that anchor text in. They can be great. But the problem is like, yeah, it's a lot of work to actually get them to stick on like good blogs and stuff. And not really sure if like the juice is worth the squeeze. It's not really something I've done in quite a while now, but I actually do really like them. I just haven't been able to find like a good way to go about getting them because if you're actually trying to get blog comments on good blogs that don't just accept a bunch of spam, you're actually going to have to provide a pretty good comment. And maybe this could get better with ChatGPT, right? Because you can get ChatGPT to like summarize the article, so you don't even have to read their whole article, right? And then you could like give me like a couple ideas of uh, comments I could leave on this that were, whatever, insightful and add some value. And then you could, humanize it a bit rather than you could at least cut out the time. You wouldn't have to read the article. You get ChatGPT to help you out a bit.
Dude, I wonder,
Uh,
well, I'm just like, huh, get a bot to, have ChatGPT write a bunch of blog comments for it and then just scour the internet, dropping blog comments
oh yeah,
everywhere.
I'm sure people are doing that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I haven't seen any of those services or anything yet. I mean, maybe those
No,
services are just using that now. Who knows?
yeah, who knows?
All right, let's see what's next. What percentage of link building should be niche inserts? I've primarily relied on guest post and 301 redirects and supply the domain if that helps. Note, you do not need to supply the domain. In general, when we're building backlinks, we do about 50% guest post, 50% link insertions or niche edits, whatever you want to call them. But there's no real, there's no real rule to this stuff. Just think about what they are. A guest post is a link coming from a new piece of content on a site, and a link insertion is just someone has an article on their website and they've updated it and added a link to your website in there. And so when you think about this kind of stuff occurring on the internet, there's no kind of magic. There's no like guest post magic or link insertion magic. It's just two different ways that people can add content to their websites or update content on their websites, and it just happens to include a backlink to you, right? If you wanted to be like super anal about it, you could do more guest posts than link insertions. I forgot what the statistics were, but I saw something that was like 70% of content on the internet is, oh, how does it go? Jesus. But
Is
anyway,
new
is
new articles.
like
Yeah.
new versus like edited, right? Like so when people are generally adding new articles instead of updating old articles. And so if you wanted to go by that, you could do like, a higher percentage of guest posts since that's new content versus link insertions being the edited content. But we don't do that. I usually do about 50-50. Link insertions are a bit more cost effective and, they're already, the articles they're in are aged and already have some kind of like trust and established themselves with Google. Might even have some links going to them already. Um, but with guest posts, you can really get the like super laser focused relevance, right? Because the article can be about whatever you want it to be about, but it doesn't have that age or any backlinks going to it yet. But yeah, just kind of different tools, but very similar, and you don't really have to think about it in some like crazy ratio or one being like
No.
better than the other or something. It's just slightly different, right?
I'm gonna go
Anything?
ahead and
Yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Say anything to add on that?
I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link to what is link diversity in SEO, that I think you wrote a while back,
Yeah,
explaining link diversity and why it's important. And it's something that we talk about a lot. Diversification of where your backlinks come from is one of the hardest things to emulate, and it's going to insulate you in the SERPs and get you ranking quicker. So yeah.
for sure. All right, let's see what's next. Like always, guys, if you have any questions, just go ahead and drop them in the chat and we will get to you as soon as possible.
And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're
Yes,
enjoying the show.
like, comment, subscribe. What else? What else do we have going on that we can plug right now? PBN sale
PBA?
this month. 10% off PBN links this month. Code PB11. We got PBN niche edits, guest posts,
Yeah.
PBN homepage rentals, a bunch of cool PBN stuff,
Yeah,
a bunch of
the
more niche
PBN
relevant sites.
sale
Hmm.
is basically like a whole bunch of different links that you could utilize sale. So,
For
if
sure.
you've been thinking about trying some of these out, I think we're one of the only providers doing this kind of PBN.
And
So
speaking about what we were
definitely worth
just
a
talking
try.
about before, talking about how guest posts are similar to niche edits, but they don't have any links going to them, and niche edits might, go ahead and power up your guest posts with some of our PBN links, get some more juice out
Mm,
of them, right?
I know that's right.
I know that's right. All right. Let's see. And I see you guys on Facebook. We'll be over there in just a minute to answer you. So just sit tight. Sorry for the wait. What do you think, guys, about the new core update? I read about it briefly. I thought it was pretty interesting, actually. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna pull up the post in our group just because it's kind of cool. I honestly like. We've just been having so many up. I used to get like kind of afraid when there was an update, but now like I don't feel that at all. Actually, I
Mm.
think it's kind of exciting. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially given the volatility over the last year,
Hmm.
lots of shakeups and stuff. So at this point in time, it's like, oh, another update, let's see what pans out. But yeah, a bit early to tell on this.
I'll go ahead and throw this up on the screen and we'll take a quick look at it together just because it's definitely interesting. So yeah, Praveen shared this in the group. Some stuff that he kind of noted up here was scaled content abuse
Okay.
search spam. So basically, they're still going after AI spam, of course. Expired domain abuse now considered spam. Let's see how they handle that. Not really sure what they're gonna do, but guess we'll see.
My guess is just like if you're using 15 expired domains to boost up a blog or something
Yeah,
like that.
but I mean, yeah. Anyway, but like, how can they tell like what's abuse and what is not abuse? But anyway, I guess
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes. Um, Site reputation abuse, and this one basically sounds like they're kind of going after parasite SEO some more. Um, Again, we'll see how it
We'll
plays out. I
see.
think they said the update's going to take about a month um, to roll out completely, and then I wrote some other stuff down here that I kind of saw in there that I thought was interesting. The helpful content system has been completely rehauled, like the HCU has been completely changed and is now part of the core updates. So whenever there's a core update now, helpful content is rolled into that. So I feel like that's at least good to know. So we won't be seeing any more HCUs. It'll just be core updates. Um, and yeah, I don't know how they would have changed it, but maybe that is them throwing in the towel a little bit and saying, "Hey, we fucked up with the last one." But I
Yeah.
guess we'll see what happens. And then another thing is said stitching or combining content from different web pages without adding value. And I thought this is really interesting because again, it sounds like they're kind of going after. If you've been listening to our live streams, I say God, I can't even think of the word right now. Is it knowledge gain? Not knowledge gain, but basically adding new information. And the way you do that is by like adding new modifiers to your entities. So like Chris is cool, Chris is fat, Chris is smart and sexy. These are all like modifiers for for the noun for the entity, right? And so I think that's how they measure like if the content is like adding any kind of value because it's just the easiest way for them to do it. And so again, they're saying stitching or combining content from different web pages without adding value. So that's not even AI. That's like how people were doing content before, which is basically, taking the top ranking articles, kind of mashing them all together without really adding anything new, right? So I just thought that was really interesting. I don't know how big this is going to be, but I've heard some people saying that they think this update is going to be like absolutely massive. But I guess we'll believe it when we see it. And if you get hit, don't freak out. Don't start doing a bunch of crazy stuff. It's just chill out and see what happens, and yeah, just go from there. Because yeah, it's going to be a complete mess. They have so much stuff rolled into this update that yeah, it's going to be really hard to figure out what's going on for a while. I saw Callan actually made a cool post about it in his group, basically saying like, oh, this core update seems like basically Google's like greatest hits of everything they fucked up in the past couple of years. It's like is this like just like PR and like saying like we're trying to like address these things, or if they actually like broken their main rule, which is don't try to fix everything at once, right? Because they used to say that all the time, but it sounds like they're just completely freaking out trying to um, fix everything. So we'll see what happens, I guess. But yeah, no real thoughts on that other than no. I haven't seen anything really move or any yet as far as what I'm looking at. But yeah, we'll keep you guys updated and make sure to join us in the Facebook group SEO Roundtable, and we'll be posting updates in there for sure from other group members as well. Anything to add on that, Nick?
No, all good.
Cool. What's next? Let's hop over to Facebook 'cause I think these guys been waiting for a minute. Okay. I have a news website that ranks for cars, bikes, and smartphones news,
Hmm.
with car and bike traffic exceeding 80%, while smartphones make up 20. The amount of content is the same for both car and bike and smartphones. However, another site that focuses on smartphones ranks much better than us. What should we do to rank higher in smartphone news? Yeah, so the reason that's probably happening is because Google doesn't see you as an expert on smartphones. They see you as an expert on kind of like cars and bikes and stuff, right? And smartphones is just completely unrelated. So then you're going up against a website that is only about smartphones, right? And so Google sees that, like when Google looks at their company and their entity, like what they're doing, they're just seen as more of an authority on that subject. They're just much more focused on that subject. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess your options are either write a ton more smartphone content and see if it works, but it might not work. Like Google just might not ever reward you for that, or you could kind of split it off onto a separate site, right? What do you think about that, Nick?
Yeah, agreed. Kind of hard, to decide which one you do, but typically it's easier to keep something very niche down. Not only from the perspective of having niche down content where you're like building out your topical maps on particular subject matter, but also, to keep your backlink profile very niche down as well. So yeah, hard to compete, especially in something like cell phones where the
Yeah,
competition is going to be extremely
for
high.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if that was me, I wouldn't even be trying to rank smartphones on that site. I would just take it
Yeah.
off and um, yeah,
Yeah, or just leave it for, and focus on the other bulk. I don't know how much, content you've got about it, but it's like I could imagine, best smartphone holders for your car or something along those lines, maybe working. But as soon as you start going just pure cell phone on a car website,
yeah,
you're kind of changing the dynamic of the entire website. So,
for sure. All right. What type of links should be prioritized initially to compete with brand keywords? For instance, I rank number two for Yamaha bike in Nepal, while the brand Yamaha Nepal holds the number one position. Sorry, I kind of that wasn't paying attention just because it's a funny keyword. Um, what
I
type
mean,
of
you're
links?
probably not going to beat out the actual brand um, for their own keywords, especially, I don't know exactly what
Yeah,
Yamaha is worth, but I'm willing to guess it's like $1 billion company. So, chances are this is kind of futile. I think it's pretty cool that you're ranking number two, going up against them for stuff like that. But I would probably shut that idea out of my head, to be
Yeah,
honest.
we gotta be realistic here, you know. You know, SEO, we can do some cool stuff, but there's like limitations to how cool we are. So
Yeah,
like, can you outrank Yamaha for a keyword that Google's obviously gonna give to them? Uh, no, you're not gonna do that, man.
yeah,
You could, you know, check out other keywords, see if you can squeeze in somewhere else, right? Because the thing is with these big companies, they don't go after all this like long tail stuff, right? And like what you're going after is like it's kind of a strange keyword, Yamaha bike in Nepal. It doesn't even have any kind of like what's the intent on that? I don't even really know. So like
yeah.
I guess Google with rewarding Yamaha, they're probably just taking it as like dealership location, kind of like search intent like type thing, like they want to buy something. Um, but yeah, I mean, you can check out like other keywords like buy Yamaha bikes in Nepal or used Yamaha bikes in Nepal, whatever, stuff like that. It's a bunch of different angles you could go with it. But for something super general like that, which doesn't really have any kind of intent, yeah, I'd have a hard time saying they're not going to reward anyone other than the actual brand. Um, all right, let's see what else we got. Um, Black Hole Super Sloth says, "Hey
Cool
guys,
name.
yeah, very cool name. Hey guys, how are your sites doing today? Any major fluctuations?" No, I've checked just a couple sites and didn't see any major fluctuations. How are yours doing? Yeah, if you guys are listening or whatever, let us know how your sites are doing. Are you seeing any movement yet from the core update? Because yeah, I haven't really seen much of anything. But
No.
maybe I'm either lucky or we're just geniuses and doing everything right. That's probably the real answer, right? Um, let's see. Looks like we are starting to run out of time a little bit. I guess we got like 15 minutes left. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat and we will get to you as soon as possible. I'm going to pop over to our Facebook group really quick, see what we've got here. Hi, I've read in a few articles that because of the thin content or duplicate content issue, most websites should not index category and tag pages. The website structure is something like this. My website is a niche blog website with a home page and blog categories in the header menu. I put them there for better visibility, but I also don't want duplicate content issues. Um, that's a huge question. The homepage displays the latest post from all the categories. Okay. Now, kindly guide me on whether I should index my category pages or not, keeping in mind SEO and ranking factors as well. Yeah, so those are pretty much that's the main kind of factors that we keep in mind here, right? But yeah, so category pages, we love them. We love category pages. They make great link targets. You can also customize them in like your theme customizer or whatever, so it's more than just like a blog roll. You can actually add some more like content to the site, like any other page on your website, and you can actually try to rank for some pretty nice keywords with them, right? We like linking to them with backlinks a lot because essentially they link out to a bunch of other pages on your website, right? So they're great for spreading link juice around. So it becomes an extremely efficient way of building backlinks just because it spreads around so well. As far as okay, I thought he asked about tag. I think he asked about tags earlier. And so for tags, we don't use tags at all. When's the last time you used tags in WordPress, Nick?
I Yeah, I don't mess with it.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone does. Like, I haven't seen anyone mention tags actually since I started doing SEO. So I'm fairly confident in saying you can just completely not use tags at all or no index and any kind of tag pages you got going on, and you should be good.
Yeah, essentially categories pages act like, a hub page. So increasing crawlability to all your latest articles, old articles, etc. is always a good thing, right? So yeah, wouldn't want to no index them.
Black Hole says, no movement on my side. I'm in a few groups with some stories of entire sites being de-indexed overnight. Um, if you're still here, what kind of sites were they? Were they like AI content spam sites? Do you have any other like info or like why they think they were de-indexed, or is it like someone who's like, I did everything right, I don't understand? Yeah, let us know. I'm interested. Um, okay, let's see. What are the top 5 things you should know before starting link building strategies? Yeah, so number one is that links aren't magic. There's no like magic link or whatever, right? I remember when I first started like SEO, I felt like links was like the one of the most confusing things because I felt like other people's links just like had some magic thing that mine didn't have, and I just didn't know like what it was or whatever. But there's no real like magic to them. There's just like there's a bunch of different kinds of links, but like essentially there's foundational link building, and then there's like editorial type links, which are like guest post link insertions and that kind of thing. And these editorial style links are the ones that you really that are going to take most of your time and money and effort, right? All the other stuff you want that stuff for diversification purposes, but you're just going to focus on quality links. Um, so top 5 things, I don't know. Number one, let's write them down here. Number one, I would say link diversity, which I kind of just mentioned, which basically is not just using one type of link. So don't just like hammer your site with PBN links, man. Or don't just like hammer your site with like blog comments or forum posts or whatever. It's just not how things happen in the real world. So if you're going to be breaking Google's TOS, you want to be doing so in a smart way to where they can't tell that you're doing it right. So that means creating a bunch of different types of backlinks that actually looks like a natural backlink profile rather than someone just doing the same thing repeatedly at scale. What do you got for number two, Nick?
Maybe anchor text ratios or keyword research, being the precursor to your campaign.
Let's say anchor text ratio. And this is the same kind of idea
Yeah.
as link diversity, right? It's just don't hammer exact match anchors all the time. Get some natural anchors in there. We love like branded and URL anchors, miscellaneous anchors. And then you can do some partial match and some exact match, but chill out with it. Don't go crazy. These kind of anchors are not common. So yes, I know you want to get them and you just want to slam your site with them because you think it's going to make you rank faster, but really it's just going to make you rank slower in a lot of the cases, and Google could just get pissed off at you, not letting you rank at all, right? What's number 3 for link building?
3, to the home
Oh
page.
yeah, here we
You're
go.
getting started. Go to the home page. Get that entire website crawled. Don't be hammering exact match anchors to inner pages, going heavy on inner pages while ignoring the home page, thinking you're going to game the system quicker. You want
Absolutely.
the overall picture built out.
Yeah, the homepage is by far our favorite target when link building. It's the most natural target. It's the safest target. You don't have to worry about building way too many links to a page where your competitor, like let's say you build 20 links to a page, like a blog article, and all your competitors only have like one link, right? This is not like a type of content that attracts as many types of backlinks, so you immediately like stick out and you've done something unnatural. Um, Not only that, so not only is the homepage safe, but it's also very efficient, right? So the homepage generally you can use it to link out to a bunch of other stuff, kind of spread link juice around. So it can be, and then just by building the overall authority of your site that way, um, you can end up not needing as many links to inner pages because the authority of the entire site is so big that you don't need to send power to like each specific page, if that makes sense. Number 4, what else they got to know about link building? Oh, I'll say
Um,
time versus money.
yeah.
So, you're either going to have to invest a lot of time or a lot of money into building backlinks. There's no other way around this. And good links are going to take a lot of time or a lot of money. So, like the better the link is, it's gonna take more money. The cheaper the link is, you can pretty much assume that either anyone can get this type of link very easily, or it's just not a very good link. It's just the way of the world. Everyone knows that links are valuable these days. Almost everyone charges for them. So yeah, either you do it yourself and you take time, or you can build your own link building team, hiring some VAs and whatnot, or you can come to an agency like us and have us take care of it. I guess the last thing I mention is quality versus quantity. Um,
Yeah, good.
just focus on quality, man. You know, that people still do this kind of like black hat, like spam stuff, auto-generated backlinks and whatnot. But in general, it's kind of like churn and burn. It's not something, if you plan on actually selling a website or the site ranking longer than a few months or a year, then you kind of want to stay away from these cheap, low quality, high quantity kind of link blasts, right? Just focus on quality. You don't need to get 100 links a month. Why don't you focus on getting two good links a month or five good links a month? And when you do that over time, you're gonna perform so much better than someone who's trying to get 100 like crap links a month.
Yeah.
So yeah, focus on quality.
Yeah, and then you're not going to go through as much volatility when there's algorithm updates, etc.
Yeah, and speaking of the algorithm update, I saw that they're also updating a lot of their kind of like spam stuff recently. So we'll see how, I don't know if they were, the stuff I saw, I went really quickly when I was looking at it, so it might have all been kind of content spam type stuff. But we'll see if they included some a little backlink spam update in there. We'll see what happens to some sites rankings and see if they get large chunks devalued or whatever. Like in the last one, which was maybe a year ago, year and a half ago, something like that. Um, all right, yeah, I think that's a pretty good little list we got there.
Yeah.
All right, what is next? Abhishek, you are welcome, sir. Um, oh, so this is interesting. Uh-oh, this is going to be bad for some folks. Why can I not highlight this? Oh, there we go.
Let me let the dog out.
Okay. So, um,
All right, come
all right, I guess I'll fill out the rest of the question. Hit by March 2024 algo update. Yeah, so Bull says mass-produced AI sites mainly. Julian Goldie released a video saying he has had his built-in public sites de-indexed also. Wow. Hit by March 2024 algo update. Yeah, that sucks for Julian. Julian has some cool, I don't get to watch people's YouTube videos every day, but I do watch Julian's videos pretty regularly. Just I like to keep up with what he's doing with all the AI stuff. Um, Maybe we'll have to have Julian back on the podcast soon and see what he has to say about this. But yeah, they're saying some of Julian's sites got hit a bunch, along with a bunch of other people who are just doing like basically mass AI content spam sites. So
Yeah.
I guess when you look at it like that, early days, we're on like day one of the update or whatever, but it looks like Google might have done something right. Because I think, Julian would tell you that. He's never said that these things, he always looks at these kind of sites as like an experiment, right? It's not like, oh, you should be doing this on your money site too that you've been working on for 10 years or whatever. It's kind of these, hey, it's an experiment, right? It's a way to grab some like quick money. Um, yeah, I'll have to watch Julian's videos, see what's going on with that. Um, but yeah, it might be a little bit bad for business for the the AI content folks. Um, but who knows? I mean, I'll still be using AI content for sure. You just got to be, um, you know,
Edit it. Yeah.
yeah, heavier editing and personalization rather than the super mass-produced stuff. But that stuff was fun for a while. Hopefully, if you've got these mass-produced AI content sites, hopefully you made some money before you getting smashed right now. Or, but
Rob the bank, so
but
to speak.
we all knew it would happen eventually, right? It was just a matter of when. So I guess the win is now, and it's been what, a year, 2 years? I guess depends when you
Yeah.
started doing it, but been popular for about a year or two now. Um, let's see what else we got. And yeah, it is early days, so I guess we will see what's going to happen. See if we'll grab. If you guys got any questions left, guys, we might have time for one or two more. Um, Let me grab this one from our group real quick, and then I'll see if y'all left any more questions, and then we'll probably take off. All right. Hi, I have a local SEO question. I'm building multiple pages for my services in multiple cities. Um, it is working, but I'm aware that maintaining multiple pages with the same content can get you in trouble. So I've added a 400 to 500 word text section at the bottom of every page that lists my services differently on each page with local flourishes added in and words otherwise rearranged. Is that enough to keep my site's health safe? So don't take my advice. Don't take this, proceed with caution. But I've seen a ton of this like local SEO stuff where they just literally copy and paste every page and just literally change like the city names on each one. And I feel like I've seen this stuff working for quite a long time now. Um, I'm not sure what Google's official stance on this since I kind of not messed around with local for a while now. But if you wanted to be safe, you could be doing what you're doing. And that'll also add a little bit more relevance in for your site. Um, or yeah, you could also do something like getting ChatGPT to be like, hey, ChatGPT, rewrite this page, but include all the same information, just like write it slightly differently, right? And you could just do it like that and have it like spin up a bunch of different copies and then change location names and stuff like that. So I guess best practice would be to do what you're doing or to, slightly change each one so it's not the exact same thing. But I think in reality and practice, there's probably still a pretty large amount of this stuff that where people are just literally copying and pasting, changing location names. Do you got any insight on this one, Nick?
No, I like the idea what he's doing though, adding 400 or 500 words there, at least in some part of the page, differentiate things. And then if somebody is doing this copy paste kind of, competitors, so to speak, um, you'll be a cut above them, right? So, yeah, I think it's worth the extra effort just to go ahead and do that.
For sure. All right, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and call it there because I'm not seeing any new questions. So, yeah, hopefully our answers helped you out. What do we got? PBN links on sale all month. Code PB 11% off PBN links. We got a podcast with BB the link builder. I think we're recording tomorrow. BB's awesome, by the way. She's super funny and she's got a really cool ways that she goes about link building outreach. So definitely stay tuned for that. We got some tiered link building packages coming up for you guys soon. Um, anything else? Anything else I'm missing?
Mm, don't believe so. Um,
Cool.
BB tomorrow, and then
Oh yeah, be appearing on another podcast on Friday as well, so we'll be sure to share that with you guys once it's been put out there. All right, guys. Yeah, hopefully that helped, and we'll see you next week. Adios.